Hey guys, it's Misty, athlete mental health coach and author of this book, The Athlete Mental Health Playbook. So we talk a lot on this show about overcoming negative thought habits and adopting a growth mindset to help you really excel in your mental health and your mental wellness, right? So I'm going to read a little bit from this book. One of the strongest chapters in this book, it's not a huge book, right? If you have it, you know what I'm talking about. If not, grab it. But I'm going to do a reading from it. We do a whole chapter in here about mindset shifts, right? So I call these 10 superpowered mindset shifts. That's the name of the chapter. And this mindset shift is number 4, which is reframing negative thought habits with affirmations. So I'm going to do a quick reading from this, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about affirmations and what they are and how to use them. So here we go. All right. As obvious as this may seem, your mental health has a lot to do with your thoughts. Sometimes it's not as easy as think good, feel good. We know that, right? Like sometimes there's deeper things going on there, especially if you're going through a hard time. However, training your brain with positive affirmations can begin to transform your overall wellness. Again, this is about adopting a growth mindset. So instead of thinking things that limit you or saying, I'm not good at this, or I'm really bad at that, or I'm so nervous, or I'm so scared, or whatever the fear or insecurity might be, you can talk yourself through that and actually begin to get rid of that mindset habit altogether and develop a new one through using affirmations. So I'm going to go on and continue reading here. Everyone has negative thought habits that they have adapted. Perhaps you've started to notice some as you've gone through this book. If you haven't gone through it yet, sorry, but if you have, maybe you did. Working with affirmations can create a monumental shift in your overall well-being by training your mind to focus on what feels good and what you want instead of what is scary or uncertain. So I think that's actually one of the best ways to describe why you should use affirmations. So I'm going to read that back one more time. Working with affirmations can create a monumental shift in your overall well-being by training your mind to focus on what feels good and what you want instead of what's scary or uncertain. So there's worksheets and all kinds of stuff in here to help you do that, but let's break it down really quickly right now, all right? So affirmations are nothing more than a positive statement. Now, you might have to have several affirmations and several positive statements, or sometimes people call these statements mantras. It's like, oh, my mantra is XYZ, right? Same idea. So you're going to create these statements. Now, this is not about just, oh, I'm going to say them over and over again. It's actually creating a habit of using them. So one way to do that is to write them down and put these affirmations, or if it's just one affirmation, like on sticky notes or whatever you want to do it, on your phone, next to your bed, wherever it is, because you want to look at these as many times as possible throughout your day to remind yourself of this positive thought habit. The reason you want to do that is because as you start to become aware of the thought that you don't want, so let's use an example of, let's use an example of this. I'm not a good test taker. I'm just going to use that as an example. I'm not a good test taker, and so now you're scared every time you're going to take a test. As you start to, but you say, I don't want to be scared every time I take a test. So you can say something, I'm a confident test taker. Maybe that's your affirmation. Maybe it's, I excel at taking tests. I am good under pressure. Maybe it's a series of those, right? And you would take those affirmations and you would write them down and then put them in different places where you're going to see them throughout the day. Again, reminding yourself of these positive things, so that when that negative habit comes and you start to recognize, oh my gosh, I'm really scared about this, you say, wait, actually, I'm going to put myself in a growth and a confident mindset. And instead of being scared, I'm going to use my affirmations, right? To say things again, like, for example, I'm good under pressure, and remind yourself of that instead. And eventually you do this enough times and it becomes your new thought habit. So the key is repetition, is believing in it. So not just saying, oh my gosh, I'm this, and that, and then not really believing in that. You have to start to see yourself as that person. Visualize yourself being good under pressure when you're having these affirmations, right? When you say your affirmations, it's not just saying the words, because then they're meaningless. You want to visualize yourself being good under pressure. I'm just going to use it as an example. You can fill it in with whatever you want. Remember, it doesn't necessarily have to be only that, but we're just going to use it as an example here since I keep saying it. So visualize what that feels like. Do that every single day. Have the affirmations in places where you can remind yourself of them. When you see that negative thought habit start to come, say, this is nothing more than a negative thought habit. I'm going to change this thought habit. And I'm instead going to remind myself, oh, you know what? I'm actually good under pressure. And then think of that visualization where you saw yourself being good under pressure and how that felt. And then what's going to happen is you're going to start to feel good. Another thing that you can do is just simply write your affirmations over and over and over again. So, for example, you might want to write that affirmation, I am good under pressure, 100 times a day. Maybe that's your way of connecting with that new thought habit. Then that's what you're going to do. You're going to write it 100 times a day. And eventually it's going to start to stick. Believe it or not, it really will. So that's why we want to create and start using these affirmations, because this is about adopting a growth mindset. And we all have things, by the way, that we are afraid of and things that we have uncertainty of. And they might be things that we avoid altogether because we're afraid or because we are uncertain of them. So when you challenge those fears by instead adopting these affirmations and changing your thought habits around them, then you become much more confident and you're able to grow into where it is that you want to become. Now, affirmations might not necessarily be related to an action, like being good under pressure. Affirmations might also be allowing yourself to be loved, right? I am lovable. I am worthy of a good partner. Might be something like that. So open up your horizons, start to think about all these different ways that maybe you're blocking yourself with a negative thought habit and you want the opposite for your life, and start to use affirmations, mantras, whatever you want to call them, to help you work towards believing it, feeling it, and eventually the actions that mirror that will come, right? Because positivity attracts positivity. We know about energy. We want to create higher energy, higher energetic vibrations to help us attract more good things into our life. This doesn't mean you'll be without challenges, but it means that every challenge is an opportunity for growth. And when you start to see it that way and you start to adapt and make decisions based on that, you're going to see things really start to blossom in your life. So that's my tip for today on using affirmations. I got a whole host of them in this book. There's worksheets, all kinds of stuff in here to help you with that, and to other tools to help you change negative thought habits, to help your overall mental health and wellness. You can catch me at purposesoulathletics.com. So visit the website, purposesoulathletics.com. Check us out. Got all kinds of resources for you there. And if you want more of this kind of stuff, by the way, if you're having trouble coming up with those affirmations and you need to adopt a positive mindset and you need to do it quickly, I want you to check out my Athlete Mental Wellness Club. It is brand new. You can go to purposesoulathletics.com/membership. Check it out. One of the things that you're going to get every day is a text message from me with a positive message that's going to help you quickly begin to change those negative thought habits by seeing these positive messages over and over and over again. I got all kinds of other stuff for you in that membership to really help you propel yourself to the next level. And guess what? It's only $9.99 a month. Super cheap. You can even try it free for 7 days. Anyhow, that's at purposesoulathletics.com/membership. Check it out. Adopt a growth mindset. Get things going in the right direction. Help yourself. You deserve it. Take that time for you. I know you can do it. And that's it for me today. I'll see you next time.